Hello, my name's Colin and I live in Norwich. I first went to Manifest after being invited. I work for Men's Craft and as a member of staff I was invited to go, and I have to say my first reaction to it was how the hell can I get out of this one? Because I just thought, why would I want to go off into the woods and do hippie shit? All my prejudices came to the fore. And it was also a factor that I'd been homeless in my younger days, and the idea of camping to me was just like a bit raw really. But the reason I decided to go in the end was in my work I'm often asking men to go and do things that they're not always comfortable with. And I thought, well, if I'm asking them, maybe I'd better do some of that myself, as well as the fact that it's organised by my colleague and founder of Men's Craft, Andy, and I kind of wanted to honour him really. I thought if he's involved, there's got to be some magic there. So off I went. And when I arrived, my first hour, I'll be entirely honest, was difficult. I thought, oh my God, what have I done? I kind of went back to my 13-year-old brain. I was sort of trying to get out of there. I was thinking I'm going to have to hitch a lift back or something. And then I remembered the voice of one of my role models, my mate Mike, who when I was younger I used to flare up with a bit of anger, and he'd always go, "What are you doing?" And I almost like heard his voice and I thought, what am I doing? And I looked around and I thought, beautiful meadow. There's a wonderful ancient woodland over there. Oh, he looks interesting. And relaxed, and there was a fire. So before I knew it, I was sitting around a fire, got involved in doing a few games and things. I just decided, look, push yourself into a bit of discomfort, the things that you don't usually. This is a chance to experiment in a safe way. And I also had been reassured that if I didn't want to do something, I didn't have to. If I wanted to be on my own and go for a walk, I could do that. I'm an adult in that situation. It's not a cult, there's no pressure on me to do that and to conform. The whole point about this is it's about exploring our healthy masculinity, and that sometimes is about us feeling empowered to do different, to just be our own quirky, complex self, so long as it causes no harm to others.
Why do you keep coming back?
I come back because I think partly it's a space which is just completely away from the day-to-dayness of things. It's a beautiful rural space. It's also just such a lovely natural environment. It made me feel more. I'm an urban boy and I'd never seen skies like those at Ashling with a beautiful tapestry of stars. Some other people in the thing taught me about some of the constellations. I didn't know what an equinox was, I didn't know what a solstice was before I went. I realised I was really ecologically disconnected. Another reason is there's a part of what we do called council, which is where we sit for an hour in silence if we wish, with a talking stick in the middle. If you feel moved to speak, you take the talking stick and you address the centre of the circle. And I kind of found I was silent for the first 3 or 4 of them, and I did this interesting journey inwards, which I'd never really dared to do. And as I kind of went into the ransacked library of my mind, because there's some legacy stuff there, I felt that I suddenly realised I've been running from myself all my life, and here's a space where I can slow down and even stop. And that has been one of the reasons I've gone back, because through the stopping, through the slowing down, through the connecting, through being alongside other men who are totally on your side on the same kind of journey, it gave me the strength to explore. And one of the things I've done there that I hadn't really ever done before was I've been writing poetry since I was a little boy, and it gave me an opportunity as part of a performance space to get up and dare to perform some of that poetry in front of a very sort of supportive, encouraging audience. But there's been so many other aspects that I've made friendships through it. I've done all kinds of stuff, trauma-informed, trauma release exercises, and most years I try and set myself a challenge, so something perhaps that I'm not really comfortable with doing, but I'm just going to give it a go. I'm not going to tell you what this year's one is, but I've got something on my agenda that I'm going to do that I won't find easy, but I'm going to feel the fear and do it anyway.